everyone. Welcome to the APMA podcast. I'm here with Jordan. Oh, look who's just turned up in the waiting room. There he is. Right, there, look at him. We're literally just gone live, Dan, so you're basically on time.
Bang on.
He's bang
40
on.
seconds in.
There you go. Yeah, so first of all, guys, as we normally do, how are we both doing?
Yeah, not too bad. I've literally just got back from the gym. I thought I'd sneak it in before we started. I'm glad that I did. Just trained back and buys quickly.
Nice.
That's why I'm sweaty. But yeah, no, I'm all right. Not too bad.
When you go to the gym, roughly how long do you spend there?
So I want to get out in 35 to 45 minutes,
Nice.
which I know seems very quick. Like I've trained for a long time. I've done the 3-hour sessions. I've done the hour and a half sessions.
Jesus.
Personally, and this could be controversial, I think if you're training by yourself and you're in there for longer than 45 minutes, you're resting too much.
Oof.
There you go. I'll throw everyone under the bus.
That's it. I'm normally there for an hour, probably total at the moment.
Yeah.
But
you do cardio as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do cardio, and also, unfortunately, because my shower's fucked, I am currently using the equipment there. So I'm showering there as well. So I guess that probably takes like 10, 15 minutes out of the workout or the hour.
There you go.
But yeah, given all 45 minutes is the crisp
I
golden.
think that's optimum.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan said it as well, so take
There
out
you
with
go.
him.
And he's like, as meatheads go, he's like top tier.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Joe's always right, isn't he?
Yeah,
he is. He is.
Never
How
wrong.
are you?
Joe. I'm good. I didn't do yoga this morning, but because it was my daughter's harvest festival at the church.
Oh, yeah.
Festival.
Cute. So yeah, they all sang a little song, and yeah, it's really busy actually. It was quite cute watching her
Nice.
sing her little bits and stuff, and then the priest does a little thing at the end for about 5 minutes, which is always interesting. He was saying a couple of years ago he was like on about all the waste, and everyone just left super depressed. But he was all right. I think he fine tuned the crown now. He was just like, yeah, just his little Jesus thing, and then amen, and off we went.
Good.
That's the Jesus material, and just get the fuck
just
out.
stuck with the Jesus material, and
Yeah,
he knows it. He knows it well. Knows it off by heart.
yeah.
Just knows what gets the crowd going. It's a good gig.
Stay away from the
That's
Red
it.
Boy stuff. Just don't mention that.
Throw your pine cones up in the air, everyone. Yeah.
You got the crowd going.
Yeah.
Is it the harvest thing where you bring, like, I remember at school you had to bring like tinned food in to like donate?
Yeah.
Is that like the same thing?
We did. Yeah, it should be, and that's what always used to happen, and that's kind of stopped or died down.
Yeah.
I mean, I think now more than ever he should be doing that. I like doing that. I occasionally. I mean, I'm going to need some myself, I think, soon. But
I feel you.
yeah, I think. But no, I think it's good. Yeah, I always do it at the supermarket. I give like little tins and stuff, and yeah, it's good. It's a good thing to do as a kid. I mean, I used to do it when I was a kid, and my kids have done it, but that tradition seems to have stopped. So maybe there's something online that you can do. But I think it's important.
I'm pretty sure when I did it, my mum picked like the stuff that was pretty close to going out of date. Just gave it to me. Just like, take that. That's not in the spirit, mum.
Just because you've reminded me, I don't want to throw my mum under the bus. Love her to death. She does great
But
things.
here she goes.
So I went round because I try to get round there once a week to have dinner with her because I just think that's important. And so we went on Tuesday, and she had a lot of marking to do in that. So she was like, should we just go get McDonald's? So I was like, yeah, sure. And we drove to McDonald's, and she was like, shall we eat in? And I was like, Jesus, I haven't ate in a McDonald's in about 4 or 5 years. But yeah, sure, if you want. So anyway, we went in and we went up to the like self-service thing, and I was just like putting it all in and that. And then it was like, at the end it said, do you want to round up to the nearest pound to give to charity? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it rounded me up 93 pence. Right.
Oh,
I know, but I was like, right. Yeah, it took me up to like, I don't know, I think it went from like £11.03 to 12 quid. And she went 93p. I was like, yeah, it's all right. She's like, what charity does that even go to? I was like, the Ronald McDonald Children's Hospital or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, she was just like in shock that I rounded up 93 whole pence.
It's a big move. It's a big play.
It was, to be fair.
It's,
It was pretty bold, but
I mean,
yeah.
I always round up for the the couple of pennies.
Yeah.
I do give to charity, like I give monthly. So I do decline a lot of other charity
Yeah.
offers, and we've give tons through Hobo Jack. So like my charity
Yeah.
concerts is good.
Definitely.
So I think
I just want to interject to big you up here. I remember when we went when we were filming the when we were doing the Studio 2.0, and you and Jimmy brought a load of Hobo Jack gear just to give to a charity shop to sell.
Yeah, we've done that a lot. Like we never say about it or shit. I'll put it on any.
Sorry, I've literally just undone that.
No, for no reason.
Yeah.
It's just that we just do it. Like
No, definitely, it's the best way, isn't it?
Quiche, some others, and what I reckon we've give about 50 grand's worth over the period, because we get feedback every now and then of how much stuff that they've sold and stuff, especially back in the day when we were like doing huge volume. We used to give just stuff like odd ones that sent accumulation of like stuff that had gone out of like new range or whatever. But yeah, we've give tons and tons of boxes. Like I love that. I feel so good about that. It's like one of the things I'm kind of most proud of like doing the business is the actual amount of things we've done for the charity. I always keep it, but my charity ticket is quite good. But I give personally to charity as well. But so, like I do get some of the charities, the way they work. Like I don't like it when they make you feel guilty or pressuring. And even that McDonald's thing, it's a bit of that. It's a little bit of like, like round up, and it's like, I think the best way to do it is like if you go out of your way to do something, like we take the bus down to there. I was talking about this with my missus the other day about maybe going and do like a weekend somewhere or some sort of charity thing where build houses, maybe like a different country or just something that like you can actually you get the input and you do it. I like those because you actually see where the value is going.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just to pick one of the things I don't like, because I've been on I said it before in like the jobs episodes when I got fooled really into ghosting for Footfold Marketing, which was technically for a charity, but like they were literally telling me like how much commission they get on each charity sale, and it's like that's why when people come to my door and they're like, "Oh, no money today," but then by the end of it, you are signing up your card. But it's like, but it just blows my mind. I'm like, how about I go on the website that you're representing right now with you on the doorstep? You can watch me, and I'll donate 20 quid right now. Like, no. If you sign up for £3 a month today, it's like, well, I'm doing basically like 8 months right here, right now. Or that's terrible maths, but you see what I mean? It's like, But when it comes to, like you say, not that it's what it's about, like the charity receipt or whatever, but like I just because I'm proud of what I've used my platform for. I look at my Just Given. I've got it up right now. Like I've personally given £448, but I've raised £9,518 for various charities. And it's like, and that's utilizing the platform that we've built for good. But I mean, obviously, I understand it. I understand. Obviously, charity work is so fucking important. But around Christmas time, the adverts, man, like fucking hell. They're heavy adverts, aren't they?
That's the thing about the setup with it, and I get it and I understand it, but it's the due diligence that they potentially don't do. So like they'll knock on the door of like someone who maybe can't afford, really they're struggling themselves, and then they guilt them into giving like 10-20 quid a month. And it's like it's important that stuff does go to charity, but then there's other there's governments wasting tons of money and
Yeah.
money just getting splish splashed, and it's you find as well like the always kind of like the poor are most generous, especially percentage
Absolutely.
wise, especially
yeah.
percentage wise. Like,
Yeah.
you get companies that, oh, we've given them, 100 million to Facebook, and that's amazing, and that's brilliant. But it's like, it's almost like a token gesture of
Yeah.
just, um,
Whereas there are some people that will give 20 quid to charity, but their net worth is 200 quid. So they've given away 10% of what they actually have.
Yeah. And even like I was thinking about this again the other day, and it's like, even if you haven't got the money, maybe it's Christmas coming up. There's loads of like soup kitchens. Just or do a day. There's lots of charities that to go and do a day somewhere, even to the point someone who's homeless, go and buy them a sandwich and a cup of coffee and a chocolate bar or something, and it's like, and weirdly and kind of selfishly, or when you do that, it does make you feel good. You do get reward from it. There was a guy outside our local shop, and obviously, not most people don't have money, do they, nowadays? I've never got any cash on me, but obviously we didn't have money. But then my daughter was like, "Oh, what, can we give him something?" And then we bought him a can of Coke and a Mars bar. Well, it's something, at least he's sitting there. At least he gets a little chocolate bar.
Yeah, for sure. You've just reminded me though, and obviously this is an outlier, right? Do you remember hearing about the homeless guy in Galston High Street? Basically, this guy would sit outside KFC, right? So you'd think, I'm going to get him a little chicken fillet or something like that, right?
Yeah.
This man KFC, I don't want that shit. You sat outside the shop. Like, stop dropping hints.
I do think, I do think that like we are, there's all the bad stuff and you see all those bad things. Like, humans are actually quite nice, because I think about a guy sitting out. I bet throughout the day he's definitely got enough food. Like, he probably just wants cash. And like say that guy at KFC, so many people probably offer to get him a KFC that he's just sick of it. He just doesn't want it. But that's the thing. I think if you were homeless and you were short and you had no money, no food, whatever, I do think there's enough kindness that you would get meals per day. People would give you meals. Generally think that. The money thing, I don't know. You hear some stories about some of them making loads, they spend it on drugs, blah blah blah. But at least there's people with good enough hearts to actually give them food.
Yeah, absolutely. If I ever, see a homeless person, I always try to give something, just 'cause I think if it was the other way around, I'd hope for the same, Bex, well, I'll start with what the King's Pantry, great name, said. I always wonder how much of it is actually going to the charities in question. Then Bex follows up and says, when charities do phone campaigns now, they tell you how much they are spending on getting more donations. One charity had spent £100,000 on their donation campaign. So shocking. Like, to put it in perspective, and I don't know if it's the same now. Because this was fucking hell. I think it was like Christmas of 2016 or 2017 when I did that thing. And, the guys, bearing in mind, they're making a living, right? The manager guy who I went with to do this footfold marketing, he was like, so I'm going to approach about 500 people today. Yeah. Out of those 500 people, about 100 of them are going to stop and talk to me for the first minute. Out of those 100 people that listen to my spiel for the first minute, about 30 of them will stay for the whole duration. How many sales do you think I'm hoping to get today? And I was like, I don't know, 20, 25. It's like, I want to get one. So now you've got to think, like, how much these charities are spending on marketing. If this guy only wants one sale a day, how much commission is he making? Do you know what I mean? Out of this marketing budget. Like, why not? I understand they need to get out there and get the message out there, but if you're spending so much on a marketing budget, surely that should go to what the work of the charity is. It just doesn't make sense.
No,
I guess it's catch-22, but fucking hell. But also, I didn't agree. And I said this to them. This is why one of the reasons I declined the job. I was like, I don't agree that you should make money out of helping charity. That felt so fucking counterintuitive. Like, why? Maybe they're struggling for volunteers, but why are you going to a marketing company who will profit from getting sales for you rather than getting volunteers that do it out of the goodness of their heart that costs you no money?
Yeah.
I heard a thing, and I don't know what it is in the UK, and I haven't researched it, but I heard that if you give a certain percentage, and I think it's 50% in the US, to charity, then you can be registered as a charity and not pay any tax. Now, so you don't have to give 100% to charity.
That makes no sense.
To be registered as a charity, you don't have to give 100% of everything to charity. You can just give 50%, and then
yeah.
I've just put it into a chat GBT, and it said, I think it says 50%. So in America,
that's the thing, because you hear about all these like CEOs of charities making
taking all those
around like Bentleys and shit. So
taking huge dividends and stuff. So
yeah.
But there are on the flip side, there are some really good charities, and people leave all their wealth to like charities and stuff. So there are some good guys out there, but like everything, you just got to. Unfortunately, in this day and age, you got to take it with a pinch of salt and just look into it a little bit. And look into the charity you're giving to. I'm not saying don't give to charity. I think you should, but just look into the ones that you're doing and make sure it's for a good cause or a cause that sits with you.
Yeah. So I historically, although I have done charity work raising money for charity for like Macmillan, generally I do it for mental health charities.
Yeah.
I've done it for like Calm, which is like a men's specific mental health charity. I've done it for Mind.
Mind.
Yeah.
I've got a mixture of different ones.
My sister works for Mind in one of the hubs. Yeah, she works in one of the hubs, which is really, really fascinating.
She likes it.
Yeah, it's very, very rewarding. It's essentially like a cafeteria. It's pretty much like a cafeteria kind of place where people can just walk in.
Oh, nice.
And then, like my sister Chloe and others are trained, not to the level of like a psychiatrist.
But
they're trained to help.
Have a conversation.
Exactly. Have a chat.
Well, the first point of contact.
Yeah. And like they put stuff on. So like Chloe, I think on a Thursday evening, she does like a movie club thing, like so where they can go and just watch films and that. And they do all sorts, but group therapies, individual therapy. But it's literally free. You just walk in. And they're dotted all around the country. So like shit like that is obviously awesome that is available.
Does she ever get? Does she ever talk about like stuff that she can and can't say? Because I know someone used to work for the Samaritans.
Yeah, it's all confidential. Everything.
Just with like they can't say or do certain things, and some of it's strange, especially when it's like someone who's gonna commit suicide. There was certain barriers that I won't say who it is because he doesn't work for them anymore. But I just remember saying it was like he got frustrated with certain ways that they did stuff and certain protocols. Wasn't allowed to say like stuff that was just obvious or like that would help certain things. Like common sense things that you think you would be able to do, that they put up weird barriers. I don't know why they did that, but
I have no idea, but Chloe's never said like she's never like aired frustration that like there's certain things she couldn't but it's great. Like I say, it's fantastic that things like that are available to people now.
That is brilliant. Especially nowadays.
I mean, like, so that she works in one that's just like in like a random town, so it's not just like the big cities. Like, they have them in Norwich, but she just works in one that's in a little town centre, which is great because you sometimes, I mean, mental health affects everyone, it's not just if you live in a fucking city. So having that available to people in rural areas is awesome.
That is good.
Yeah. But wow, Harvest Festival took us on a tangent for 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
I'm not even sure what the the title was going to be, but
Not
we're
this.
20 with charity.
It's not what I had planned. Well, as we just talked about charity, you know, we got some stuff to sell.
Oh, quality!
That's it.
Love that.
That's it. Give us your charity money.
That's brilliant.
Lord, that's terrible.
I know. I don't even fucking care anymore. I'm a charity. If Dan's saying that fucking companies can take 50% and give it to charity and fuck off with the other 50, I'm having it. You know what I mean? £16.50. Only shipped to the UK. Do you know what I mean? It's on eBay. I've put it in the chat. I understand it's not a great time to say it, but I was gonna do it now, regardless. So come at me.
He had it lined up, guys.
That's it. And then we started talking about charities and that. I was like, oh, should I still do this? And I was like, no.
I thought you were a bit quiet on the conversation. It's like, fuck, you know.
The entire pitch is fucked. That's it. But now you get to see it for all its glory. I'll put it in there in the chat. It's in the description. So it was in there from the start. It was planned. But yeah, they're on eBay. £2.99 delivery. Sorry, UK. UK only. Sorry, Big P. I know there are definitely other international watchers, but at the moment only UK. Well, that is it. Right, the plug is over. I'll remove it. There you go. Brilliant. We can go back to talk about charities if you want. I don't know if we should after that. My plan was to talk about, because we're getting towards, what's it now, the 18th?
Yeah, Christmas.
Well, I was thinking Halloween. So I didn't want to do like a Halloween episode because it's not close enough to do a Halloween episode, I think. But I wanted to do like a kind of scary-ish, horror-themed one. And we talked about charities for 20 minutes, so I don't know how that lines up, but we go on tangents, and that's why people like us, I hope. So I was going to talk about, with you guys, horror games and like our favourite ones and what we liked about them. So
okay,
I think it's going to be a left turn. It's going to be a complete just what the fuck is this podcast? But that's what I had planned. So I know, Jordan, that's probably your favourite genre of film. Is it your favourite genre of game, though? Horror.
I would love to say yes. It's very, very close. But because my favourite game of all time, ever to play, etc., is World of Warcraft, I have to say it's fantasy.
Right, yeah.
But basically, if I went like World of Warcraft at the top, I'd say 2, 3, 4. Like, everything else in the top 10 is probably some form of survival horror. So, en masse, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, that's cool. I do like I think horror's not my jam really with films, but I do quite like horror games, playing horror games. Specific horror games. If it's just like jump scare after jump scare after jump scare, I'm not about that. So the game that comes to mind for me is Alien Isolation.
Nice.
That game is sick, especially if you like the film Alien, the original, because they spent so much time like looking at what the film sets were like, and the game takes place 15 years after the film, and you play as the main character in the film's daughter trying to find her mum, or trying to find out what happened to her mum, and just the whole sort of scenario of them recreating what the sets looked like in the film to what it would look like in the game, along with how the xenomorph looked like. It's just everything around it aesthetically was great. Yeah. And on top of that, they actually put in the enemy being the alien was something you could not kill. You could never kill it, pretty much like in the film. So you always knew the encounter that you had with the alien was like going to be tense, because you were going to get fucked up in seconds if you just started sprinting out of a corner. Just likewise, if you found a gun and you started shooting at it, doing the little sideways, bang, bang, you're just going to get absolutely clattered. So, yeah, I think that game kind of had the balance of really good atmospheric stuff, like lighting and all the sort of set design stuff they did. An enemy that was recognisable and formidable, but there was always that little bit of leeway. You could go underneath tables and go into lockers and hide for a bit. But even on the highest difficulty, you couldn't just keep going back to the same locker and hiding in it because it would just figure it out and just kill you. So it had like a fine line of being not too hard but not too easy, which I do quite like in games when they can find that balance. But if you'd like Alien and you like any, I'd say pretty much any survival horror sort of game, that would definitely be up there for me to recommend to you. Have you played it, Jordan? I don't know if you have or not. I can't remember.
I have, but I've never completed it. I've tried to not tried to play it. I think I just got too busy or something for why I didn't finish it. But I got to like a similar point both times, and it's when the androids go bad.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think I was like I was like streaming it and then like switched game or something like that. But it wasn't a reflection of that game because, like you say, atmospherically it was amazing and visually it was incredible. But yeah, I just never finished it.
Yeah, Dan, have you played? Have you played like a lot of horror games
The only
before?
thing I played recently, I got the VR set.
Oh yeah,
and I played Resident Evil.
Nice.
So that was different.
Is that Resident Evil 4?
Not Resident Evil. Was it Resident Evil? Well, yeah, no, Resident Evil. Yeah, 4. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that on VR. It's
so
fucking
good.
awesome. Because you're like, if you're on your shotgun, you go over the shoulder.
Yes, that's yeah.
I
It's
should fire that.
Yeah, so that's weird. Like just the whole process of I haven't played on the VR set in a while. It sends me a bit dizzy, to be honest, when I'm on it for too long.
Yeah.
I like the boxing on it. The boxing was good, but yeah, it was scary in some bits. But especially when they'll start running at you, you get a bit overwhelmed with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's a different experience to just playing it on a computer.
Yeah, I actually think I prefer it for that game specifically. I remember I played it around Jordan, and I only played it for half an hour, but I was like, this is actually a lot more fun than playing it with a controller, just because of the actions you're doing and stuff. But yeah, I did enjoy that.
Yeah, it's I feel like that's only going to get better and better. I'd love to do it like an AR, an augmented reality, where you're like in an abandoned building or something. So I think that'd be really cool. And then you got your weapons and that, so it feels really real. I think that's kind of like the next.
They've got fucking gutted that I didn't go. It's because I won't like this sounds bad. Basically, they've got one in London, like it's this massive like room, and it's like, you know, and I think it was when lockdown just ended. It was around 2020. They invited me down.
Oh, cool.
But I don't want to say like money wasn't amazing then, and they were like, look, we can't pay for your travel or anything, but can you come down? And I think the dates were a bit dodge, and it was like 90 quid for a train and that, and so I passed them up on it. But I'm gutted really. But yeah, they've got this thing down there. It's like a fucking massive like hangar. And then you just go in, and and so obviously they'll stop you from running into the walls, but you're going through the VR kind of thing, but you're just in a massive room, so you can like run around.
That's cool.
That's cool. Like, yeah. I think it's only evolving in it, that space.
Yeah. Have you seen like they've got like 360 treadmills? Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Where you're like a belt around your middle, and then like any direction that you go, the treadmill will go in.
That's cool. I
so
like
you
that,
can move, but you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, it seems like that could be the future of gaming. Like fully immersed.
Yeah, I think it was a Call of Duty level, or it might have been a Battlefield level, something like, I don't know. But they got this like SAS guy to do it, and he was like criticizing the game because he was like, "Why is the team moving out? We haven't checked all of the corners. Like, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you want to go in there like that, you will die. Like,
yeah.
Because I guess it's a little bit different when you can't respawn.
Yes, you get one chance. Yeah, a lot slower, I guess. And also, I guess they're all Americanized. Not that there's anything wrong with the American Army or Special Forces, but I think the feels like the British ones are a bit more thorough.
The SAS are the best in the world for a reason.
Exactly, and not just running in gun ho.
Speaking of, we can actually blend the two here. They do it every Halloween, or most Halloweens, I think. There's like a Halloween event for Call of Duty,
Warzone, which looks really cool, where they're basically like, introducing like zombies and stuff. And
that's cool.
yeah, and then the new zombies coming out on the new COD, I'm really looking forward to, because it's more of an open world kind of zombies experience. That I always loved. I always loved the especially the older ones. The Call of Duty zombies, that was always good fun. Yeah. I mean, the first one on Call of Duty World at War. Wow.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time on that.
No, that was like almost. You're like, oh, I've finished the game, or I've finished the story. What the fuck's this? Oh, it's COD Zombies. What the fuck? Okay, and then it just evolved from there. Just almost became, to a certain extent, the most popular game mode, other than maybe like Team Deathmatch or something like that.
Yeah. Do you know how Call of Duty Zombies started?
No.
So I literally watched a video on this last night or this morning. So basically, in World at War, there's a level where you get a flamethrower and you set fire to a load of the enemies, right? So they got these motion actors in to pretend they're on fire, basically, to put it in the game. And apparently the game designers, or the director, whatever you want to call the director of the game, whatever, when he was watching it, he was like, fucking hell, they move like zombies. And they're like, zombies, that would be cool. And so then they just went through this whole arc in their head, and then that is how, and they reused the models of the people on fire for the zombies. And that is how the Nazi zombies Call of Duty came about.
That's
by accident, because they wanted to set fire to someone.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking sweet. But I just want to interject here with what Matt has just said, because I would love to do this. Matt said, just join, lads. I know you finished the horror movie tier list a while back, but I did love the tier list. You should bring one back to do 10 minutes at the end of each episode again. I think that'd be cool.
Well,
that'd be good.
I was planning on doing at the end of this episode, continuing the game tier list that we started ages ago, and we never we did like one episode on it. And
I was going to say, I've forgotten this.
Yeah, it was quite a long time ago. But yeah, we did rate some games. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect.
We'll
there you go,
with
Matt.
That.
Your dream come true.
Straight in. But yeah, that's. I know. You've been playing? I mean, you've only played it for a little bit, I guess. That Scorn. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm going to continue that this afternoon. That's really fucking cool, that game. So Scorn is basically, it's a horror game. But what I love about it, I'm literally going to explain it how the game goes, right? So basically, you wake up in this, I'm assuming like alien facility, but basically the whole thing is alive. It's all fleshy and shit. And you're like melded to it, and you like pull yourself out, right? And you literally go from the main screen, you press start game, and then it goes into, because the main screen, you can like see someone like stuck in a wall. And then the main screen goes into that person, and it pulls himself out, right? And you're like, right, what the fuck do I do now? And the game tells you nothing.
Oh, shit.
You literally just walk around this place, and then you're like pushing shit, and then like different stuff happens, but it gives you no cues whatsoever. And it's actually, as far as I've got so far, it's like essentially like a horror puzzle solving game. But it doesn't give you any clues whatsoever. And in like today's modern gaming, where you literally have like waypoints, like go to here, go to here, do this, is so refreshing. Because also like the sense of achievement, like because some of the puzzle, the very first puzzle, it just is such a fucking pain in the ass. But then once you actually, and you have to like run through so many scenarios in your head as to what it could even be. And then you can't, once you crack it, because you've had no help, the sense of achievement is awesome. And I think that is kind of missing in games, you know, of late. Just that sense of actually not having your hand held the whole time. But yes, that's Scorn. It's really, really cool game. I streamed it a couple of weeks ago. I meant to stream it every week. Didn't stream it last week because I was just mega, mega busy. But I'm gonna try and get a session in today. But yeah, it's a really cool game. But I tell you what, speaking of games, you might have heard about this one, right? Because bless him, lovely, lovely guy. My girlfriend's granddad. Right, this is how you know this game has got around, right? My girlfriend's granddad texted me the other night, and he was like, "I think you and Maya would quite enjoy this, right? There's a game coming out on the 28th of October. This is how like viral this game has gone, right? It's called Don't Scream. Have you heard about it?
I know you well. I've not. I didn't hear about it until you mentioned it earlier on to me. You did mention it to me.
Well, this game looks horrific, right? The whole concept of this game, is it's in Unreal Engine 5, which is like the latest super duper graphics, right? And it's linked to your microphone. So if you speak louder than like this, the game ends, right?
Oh
The
shit!
point is that you don't scream, right? There's no story.
Yeah.
You're dropped in. It's 1993. You got a handheld camera. You're dropped into like Blair Witch fucking forest, right?
Yeah.
And randomly generated. There's jump scares, like things running out at you, screaming at you, stuff like that. And you have to survive for 18 minutes without screaming. And if you raise even if you go, "Oh," like that, game ends. If you scream, game ends. If you go, "What?"
Cool.
Game ends. Yeah.
I'd love to have a go at that just for the.
It's on Steam. I've put it on my wish list. It's coming out on the 28th. I might do a video on it or a live stream or something. But in the trailer, you see like what one of the jump scares are. It's horrific.
Yeah,
like horrific.
With that sort of thing, I don't suppose if you'd know, but is it like, are they scripted moments or are they just like generated randomly?
No, they're randomly generated. Every single time is different.
Yeah, because that's what would completely kill the idea, is if you just you knew when shit was coming, so you just
it's randomly generated. And you've just got an 18-minute timer that's ticking down.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
It's exactly. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a sort of game that like evidently the novelty will wear off, or like and like once you've done the 18 minutes, if you can, then you've done it, but it just looks so cool. What a concept, an original concept. It's really cool. Like Phasmophobia and Demonologist, they're two like ghost hunting simulator games, really fun games. They implemented the microphone, which is genius. I think it's a brilliant idea, because like if a ghost is coming along and it's going to kill you and you want to hide, if you're speaking, it will hear where you are and it will come for you. And so it's another element add to the game. And also in-game chat, if we're all in the game and we're like, hunting around a house, go upstairs, your volume will go down and down and down until I can't hear you because I'm too far away.
So cool. Yeah.
Is it that game where you can communicate through the spirit box?
Yeah, you got a spirit box as well. So like, what is your name? And then it'll thing it.
That's cool. Yeah.
So literally, your voice is a method of control in the game.
That's cool. So all that will be standard in the future, won't it? It's going to get so good that it's I'd like to play that. That'd be quite interesting. Yeah, going round and then
it's so fun.
Feel really real, especially like as the guys walking away and the voice would fade.
Yeah,
that's mental.
Yeah, it's horrendous. It is horrendous because it is very scary, and like you do get some form of comfort of being near people, and then once they fade away, it's like, shit,
I'm on my own.
And like you think like where that could go, obviously it would be quite difficult, but with our AI and stuff getting a little bit more clever, like in games where you get cutscenes where your character is talking to another character. Imagine if you could talk to the characters, and as long as you're along the right lines, AI will generate a response to what you've said.
That's already been implemented. That's something that
is it.
Yeah, the Unreal 5, was it the Matrix demo that came out? There've been people that have added AI conversations in, so you can hook your microphone up. You can talk to an NPC on the street, and you could say, "Oh, fuck off, you're a twat," and they'll be like, "What are you saying that to me for? What have I done?"
Really?
Yeah. And it's like, it's not absolutely seamless. It's not like a proper. No, you can tell it's an NPC. Like you're having a conversation with a computer at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it is enough of a response that is warranted, and you can understand why they've said what they've just said to you. based
Yeah.
on what you've just said to them. So that is
That's
something
mad,
that's
isn't it?
definitely coming around the corner.
It's mad that we're kind of at that stage already that you can have a conversation with something in a computer program. And like, think of all the variables of speech.
Yeah.
I guess like ChatGPT is like that, and
Yeah,
you ask it something and it never goes, I fucking have no idea. I'm sorry, mate.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always got something.
Well, do you remember? This is a bit niche. Do you remember the movie I, Robot with Will Smith? You know, he had that hologram of that guy that died,
Yeah.
and he could only respond to Will Smith if he was asking the right questions.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And he was,
Yeah.
and that's something. You know, that's how I could imagine, you know, an NPC in a game. So, like, say I don't know, you're in an army level and you need to know what building you need to locate. If you ask the radar guy, you know, what building have we got to go to, then then the response will come. If you go, you look like a twat, he'll just go, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. You can't continue until you say the appropriate thing.
Yeah, it'll get like so clever in like real life that if you like offend him, he'll just walk away, and then you're like, I need that guy. So you'll have to stop being polite.
Yeah. But I think it's really cool, really exciting. But yeah, Don't Scream looks horrific.
Yeah, that's how it's not really exactly the same at all. I was thinking there's a cult game, that's got like kind of cult following. It's basically what it boils down to is it's a game of Russian roulette, right?
Right.
Really low fucking textures, like really not graphically amazing at all. It's almost like offensive to the eyes, but it's made by one guy, right? I don't think you can get it on Steam anymore, but back in, I think it was like 2 years ago, I think I first saw it and I was like, that's such a fucking weird idea for a game. Basically, you play Russian roulette, but you get one life, and if you die, that's it. You can't.
But you can never play the game again.
I don't know if you can never play the game again, but you keep on going until you die, and then you have like a gravestone in the game with your name on it.
Oh no!
And how many rounds you got through, and who killed you, or who'd you killed by, essentially, with the person you were playing against. But yeah, that was like such a weird premise for the game. It's like, hang on, it's like, this is the most anti-game thing I've heard. Like, you could literally go in to your first round and die.
Just die.
And it's like, okay, well, that's me gone, I guess. But yeah, it's just reminds me a bit like of the finality of stuff. Obviously, Don't Scream, you can just play it again. I don't know if you could play it again I can't remember what the game's called, but the finality of death in a game is something that we just take for granted now. Like you said before, auto saves, checkpoints, blah blah blah. I mean, I was watching someone play a game back from, I don't know, it was late 70s. It was a platformer, and when they died, the game went back to the title screen.
Right. I vividly remember growing up with that, with like the Mega Drive games, and they couldn't save because they didn't have the power to save. So like you would either get to a save point and then leave your computer running overnight, and then go and do it again in the next day, or you got to pull an all day, and like dying was, you just didn't want to die, but you'd constantly go through the game and learn all the bits where you would see you like die, start again. Go. Have you know what's that film with
Live, Die, Repeat?
With Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
exactly the same as that. And you go through and you like dodge that, do that, and you get so good at the game. And like you said, that when you complete it, that sense of achievement, because you've like mastered all of this stuff. Even the codes back in the day, like when the code, you used to get a code and it'd be like 20 digits long of X, Y, Z, 1, 2, and you have to write it all down. And it's funny because I always buy like Mega Drive games, you see them in the back, and and you look in some of the back of the manuals and there's just all these codes that people have written down that you can load up. But there is something like beautiful in like you die, you go back to the start because you really don't want to die.
No.
Yeah, it's just funny because obviously it was a young person playing the game, and they couldn't fathom what just happened. They thought the game had crashed or something.
Yeah,
They died and went, oh, okay, well, let's just have to go back to the next checkpoint. And they went to the title screen. And like, what?
yeah. And you
Spent
lose
2 hours.
Like, you could be playing something for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then you die, and like that is a shift, man. That is like that is a lot, and you've got to go through all the same thing again. Like it was so hard to complete games. It was like literally because at the end of the games, you have a little scenario of something. So like when you was at school and like someone had completed it, and they're like, oh yeah, this happens at the end. You're like, no way, like fucking, like a legend. He's like, because that's there was no cheating. There was no way you could do it. You just had to like be sick at doing it.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Dude, I like that about games in a way. Obviously, we don't have that now as much, but obviously there are still games that are really tough and don't have as many checkpoints and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I was playing a game the other day and I was like, how like kind of protected have I been? There was a puzzle and it didn't tell me what to do, and I was like, why the fuck's it not telling me what to do? I need to know what to do. I'm like, I'm just walking around going, why is it not telling me what to do? Instead of trying to figure it out, I was like, there must be a hint or a prompt somewhere that it's got to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took me longer than I really. Well, I should be embarrassed how long it took me to fucking do really, but it was just the shock of not having my handheld through it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why are you not telling me where am I supposed to look? What am I supposed to do? And I just reflected and I went, I'm in the system here. I'm done. If anything out of the normal, like out of the ordinary happens, I'm fucked. Like I can't figure it out for myself. I'm done.
That's it.
That is what.
Are you still like
been dumbed down?
Are you still impressed? Obviously, graphics are so good now, and then they bring new stuff out. Like, are you still impressed by the jump that the games do? Because I like, for me, starting from Atari, the first one, the very basic, like it was always such a. You get the next one, it was such a jump up and jump up and jump up, and yeah. Do you still get that now in like the next console, the next games? Are they still managing to jump up?
Yeah, I feel like the differences now are smaller than they used to be, but I'm still like absolutely when Unreal 5 like first got announced and they showed some footage on it, I was like, that is pretty much photorealistic. That is pretty much someone's actual view of the world.
Yeah.
But it's for me, like I've played games that look like absolute dog shit and they're like up there with probably my favorite games of all time. So it's not something I need, but it's something I definitely take notice of and go, fucking hell, that looks good. But
yeah, memory is a weird fucking thing because like I got into a little habit of watching like retro game playthroughs, and there's two that really stuck out to me. The first was the first Spider-Man game on PS1, and the other was three, sorry. So the first Spider-Man game on PS1, Metal Gear Solid 1 on PS1, and GoldenEye on Nintendo 64, right? Because when I was a kid, I don't recall the graphics being that bad at all. No. I don't know if my imagination took over, but the graphics, like Sean Bean's character in GoldenEye is just like a blur with a couple of pixels on his face. But hang on a minute, I remember it just being Sean Bean.
Your memory's bad. And I think as well,
like vectors and squares.
Yeah,
but also as well, that was the best at the time.
Yeah.
So like, this is what I was going through that in Unreal Engine now. It's like it's almost completely real, and it's like you think, God, how does it get better? But it will, and in 20 years' time, people will look back at that and it'll be shit.
Mental.
Which is mad. So, but I guess the way that because it's almost picture perfect, the way it becomes shit is like sensory. Is that like people have VR and it'd be and just that on a screen will be like, oh man, you used to look at it on a screen. Because the pixel, like you say, you get a 4K TV to an 8K TV. Our eyes can't notice it. So there's a there's a graph, isn't there, of where game graphics can grow and go, and they'll stop, but then obviously all the sensory stuff will come in. But yeah, but like you say, at the time it's the best. I remember N64 being like really clear and good, and and you look back and you're like, God, yeah, that was dog shit. I mean, I opened the Atari and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing these games and my memory of it, and then I look back and it's literally squares.
Yeah.
Like I imagined a tank going around. It was a square with a little square. It was 2 squares, and like that in my head, that was a little tank driving around, shooting missiles, and it was just shooting another dot.
Yeah, but then again, like games that I go back to every single year without fail are the Game Boy Pokemon games. Like I'm playing Pokemon Yellow right now, playing through it again, and it's literally just a little pixel man on a fucking screen going up and down, and then like some sprites of Pokemon that were really poorly designed come up. But to me, it's the absolute bollocks.
Yeah.
Like I literally play them every single year.
Once you get into it and you're playing it and you're immersed in it, it's like a book, isn't it?
Yeah.
Books are cool. It's just a fucking words on a bit of paper, but like you can read a book and then you've got this whole memory of this almost film in this book of what's gone on, and it's just you've made a film in your fucking head.
Yeah.
And like it's like, and it's funny then because you say, "I'll read this book, it's really good," and then I'd love to be able to play that. So you play, you read the same book as me, and then you play the version, and it could be, one character that you've envisioned could be so different to the character I've done. And it's so funny to actually get those comparisons. Yeah,
it's crazy, right?
It is.
Like how much you like warp stuff in your head.
Yeah. You've watched I saw something the other day saying like the brain only takes in like 0.035% of like all the everything that's around you, like the frequencies and all the other stuff that's like available in so like you literally construct your own reality. I was like, I still don't understand how it can be that small. I'm like, what the fuck is there? But we just can't see it here. There's so much other stuff that's there frequent, like, but that's it's not even 1%. It's mad. Like, obviously, other animals, other things, other creatures must see different things, which I guess we can't know that they do. But so even reality is fucking constructed from your mind, from your brain to protect you to just have kids, and it's like so even what you see and hear it's not even there's so much more to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Mad.
Definitely. It's fucking crazy because it is like what they say, it's like looking for a keyhole, don't they?
Looking for a keyhole.
Oh yeah. It's
actually there.
It's a tiny. I was shocked. I was like, what? That number I still can't fathom. I was like, maybe 50% or 60%, but I'm like, what else is there?
Yeah. But it's like we can't see air and wind and things. Like maybe other things just can.
Yeah.
Like if like a squirrel could talk, it'd be like, what do you mean you can't see the wind?
Yeah, well, I guess, and there's animals that there's birds that get born, and they fucking fly to like Africa, or they fly to Mexico, and they're just and they've got no path, and they just get up, and they've got sensory stuff that's in them. That there's fish that travel. They're just born, and then they travel all the way to this other place. Like no one's fucking got a GPS map and saying that.
Mad, isn't it?
Currents and there's like magnetism and stuff that animals. So it is crazy. So I do believe that, but I'm just I'm just
hard
shocked.
to get your head round, isn't it?
Yeah, and I guess even when you go back into like been watching a lot of Alone recently, you go back into the wild, you start picking up more senses that you just don't use day to day. That there's probably so many senses we've just forgotten or don't use in modern life that like are really integral and important to us.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, well,
you use it, you lose it.
That's it. For last,
just quickly, I just got this out for Bob Bobby because he said Zelda Ocarina of Time, best game ever. Bosh.
Oh, nice, mate.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Apparently the new Zeldas are really good as well, the ones on the Switch. quite a lot of people have said they're really good. Yeah.
Yeah, because I got that. I got that Zelda one, or the first one that they brought out on the Switch, and I just got stuck. I didn't like. It took me ages to do. This is embarrassing. The tutorial, like, it's literally because I was like, this island is really fucking small. How is everyone like praising this game? Like, and then I did the tutorial. And I was like, oh, you leave this island. Oh, right. And then I just never picked up again. And everyone's like, it's the best game I've ever played. It's like, what? I need to give it more of a chance. I think I lent it to Dan, and then Stan's seen it since.
That's it.
What do you think about this? This is an interesting question, right?
Okay.
By the way, another Dan. So I'm not like calling you out here, Dan. What do you think about this, right? So I lent my other friend Dan, a few Switch games, like a few Pokemon ones and Zelda and that, right? And I go around there, I'm like, oh, are you playing? Oh, I'll take them back. He's like, oh, blah blah's got it at the minute. And I was like, hang on a minute. Now, what's lending a lend? I don't know about this.
You can't lend a lend.
You can't lend a lend, can you?
Can't fucking sublet games.
You can't.
No.
There's a specific rule in that contract that you can't lend a lend.
You can't do that.
It's
Sorry, that's
it's just done. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How many? Are we to like 3, 4?
One of the ones that I lent, I think it was like Pokemon Arceus or something. He lent to someone else.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, that's the one that I wanted back to play, Dan. Like,
even a lend is still like, then you got to ask for it back, and it's
how
like,
far does it go?
Yeah, but a lending a lend.
The next person lends it.
If he's open to lending a lend, then then you don't even know the fourth or fifth person. Never even met. Do you know the lend of the lend? Who's lent it to?
No.
Oh, I don't even know him.
All we can hope is that you somehow get it lent back to you from someone else.
It
just makes a cycle.
27 down the line.
Lending a lend. Imagine that. Lend a lend, and it gets back to you. And
then you give it back.
The change coming back, and he's like, no, he wants it back. It's like, it's mine. It's going to get back to me. But Bob wants it back to give to Pete.
Oh, dude. That is a mess, though, isn't it?
That is. Actually, you've literally just, because this was a while ago and I kind of forgot about it. I'm going to actually inquire today. I'm like, right, I need this shit back, mate, because I'm scared that this has been lent so far down the line that I'm never seeing it again.
They just ask him on WhatsApp, like, Dan, where's this game? And he just sends you the address of CEX. You're like, oh, fuck.
Just a link to eBay. Unlocked eBay.
Swapped it for
devastated. But yeah, I'm glad that you agree you don't lend a lend.
Nah.
Because I was like, I've never lost it with Dan. But I was like, okay.
You did what
that's
now?
A test. That's a test. I'm just absorbing this test right now. I'm giving it a couple of minutes.
It doesn't sound like Dan though. That's the thing.
Well,
but it is obviously.
Move.
Maybe I can't even say that with a straight face. I was gonna say maybe he forgot that it was your game, but yeah.
No.
I wouldn't be very happy if that happened to me. But
you just can't lend a lend in any scenario. It's just
well, unless it's money, then that's that's fair game because it's basically what banks do.
Yeah.
But a game. You give it to someone to play, and then they fucking lend it out.
It's just withering away as the more lens it goes out to.
Dan's starting his own brand of Blockbuster back up. He's just getting games from people and then just renting them out on the side. Absolutely.
Mate, I randomly thought this. I was like, how cool would it be if you had like, I don't know, like a caravan site or something, or like a big tent place, but then you had an old school arcade, but then also like a little video and like rental section where they could rent like the old games. Imagine like you in your caravan on a holiday, and then you go down to an old type Blockbusters and you go rent a movie, and you go for that'd be sick. It's such a cool little novelty process. Just showing your kids, that's what we used to do.
I didn't generally think
maybe
that's
be a good idea in my head, but
I think something like that would.
Yeah.
I feel like there's such a love for nostalgia now. I think something like that would. I think, call me crazy, I think Blockbuster would work again now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just because it's an experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going in
Yeah,
there.
maybe more, yeah, it would work. I feel like the odd one would work, not on as massive as it was. But
Yeah.
like a novelty one, like a novelty, and you had some, old school arcades, and then you could put 50p in and play Street Fighter and stuff. Like, I feel like that would. I feel like people would go to that. I can't even believe how honest people used to be with like the DVDs and stuff. Like, I guess they had your driving license, or whatever, but it's quite funny. Like you say, people lending lens.
Yeah.
Started my own business from just borrowing stuff from Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Dear me.
There are some things from Blockbuster, like where they had like Blockbuster exclusive versions that are worth so much money now.
The most expensive Mega Drive game is a Tetris Blockbuster edition.
Really?
And it's like worth tons of money.
Jesus.
Yeah, and there's another game that Blockbuster did, and there was about 500 of them, but hardly any of them have survived, and that's worth a lot of money. Yeah,
Wow.
anything Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Bobby says Len Buster.
That's it.
It's
New
Len
company.
Buster. Good name.
New franchise coming soon.
That's
I think
it.
what we'll do for the last 10 minutes or so, just have another crack at this forgotten game tier list. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't even recall part 1. Which, when we inevitably finish this and then put it into one episode like we did the movies one, it's going to be so funny that about 10 minutes into that podcast, it's just going to be like, I don't even remember doing this. It's like, what?
Imagine if we keep doing them, and every time you just keep forgetting, and then all the video it's just a progression of you losing your memory.
That's literally what this is. This entire podcast is that exact format. I was just not remembering shit.
Was I here?
Yeah, you must have been.
Was I even looking at it?
You must have been, because Halo Reach, you definitely would have put up there.
Mate, what's funny is when we play it back. Used to listen Was I even here? So someone watching this.
I don't even remember being alive.
Like, he's just done it.
Yeah, makes no sense.
I am patchy on some of them. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's such a range of games. Like there is like.
Are you sure I was here?
Yes, yes.
I'm sure I've played Crash Bandicoot Nitro.
Well, it's in there. I have not played section. I've not played it.
I've not.
Oh no, mind you, stopping on Shadow of Colossus does ring a bell.
Yeah,
because I've got my thing I'm now about to show.
Until Dawn. I've never played that. I've seen you play it.
Right. Okay.
So
yeah.
that must have been
All right.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Street Fighter 2 is definitely Dan's choice.
Yeah.
Up there. So
Yeah.
I think we were all present, at least for one time that we did it. So Shadow of the Colossus, I've never played it.
Neither have I. But do you know what's hilarious is that I own this.
That's it.
This is worth about 400 quid. Apparently, this is one of 1,500 press kits for Shadow of Colossus. It's beautiful. It's got lots of cool stuff inside. I'm not going to open it right now.
Nice.
I'll let you see on the back.
Nice.
You see on the back there. Look, 14.95 and 1,500.
Nice.
That is cool.
But yeah, never played it.
There you go.
Never played it.
Dan, I take it you've never played it?
No, I don't know.
That's going straight in there. I have not played.
How hilarious.
Are you still trying to actively sell that, Jordan?
I was for a while, but I'll give up for a little bit.
Okay. I was going to say, make your plug.
But yeah, it will be on eBay very soon.
That's it.
Might put it on eBay around Christmas.
Oh, yes. Good. That is a good time to do it, I reckon. XCOM 2. Never played.
Haven't played it.
Never played.
Never
played. Fuck off.
Have not played it.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I think I've watched Dan play this, like the friend Dan that you're talking about, who's suddenly lending out games that have been lent to him now. Yeah, I've watched Dan play this, but I've never played it myself. And I don't know. Have you played it, Jordan?
I've never played Brotherhood. No, I've only ever played the first Assassin's Creed game. I'm not too keen on them.
Jeez.
They're all pretty similar, to be honest. All the ones I've played have all been very, very
There
similar.
definitely was a period where they just went, right, same game, different
Yeah.
fucking cover art. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I think. Yeah, I feel like they're all just so similar.
Bang it in
I
there.
think I did play that.
You think you
Yeah.
did play it?
I'm sure I did. Yeah, I had a little period of There was one that I played. I can't remember that, but yeah, I spent. But just average. They'll all be okay for me.
Well, based on that, we're putting it in okay.
Oof, Ashton comes in and says Brotherhood is an absolute brilliant game. Has to be in one of the top 2 tiers. And we've
Really?
slammed it in okay.
Slammed in okay. GTA 4. Oh,
Good game, fun game.
very good game.
Yeah.
I just used to do the play mode with a few friends and just fly helicopters into people.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on that one.
Yeah, that was it's a bit more of a kind of darker tone, I think, than GTA 5. But I liked the ragdoll physics were fucking amazing in that game. GTA 4, just
Was it Nico Bellic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And his cousin, my cousin Roman.
yeah.
Let's go bowling.
You want to go bowling? Yeah, that was really good. I did enjoy that game a lot. I thought it was really good.
GTA 4 was really cool.
What's yellow? Good, great. Yeah, good or great, I would say.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put it in great
Oh.
personally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd put it in great.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was an amazing. Yeah, definitely great.
Snake Eater.
MGS3.
Fucking amazing game. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is incredible. I used to, so I was quite young when I first played it, and I didn't realize like there's a lot of mechanics in it, so you have to like feed yourself because basically you're dropped in and you're like alone, so you have to survive, and you have to feed yourself and shit. And if you get like bitten by a snake or something, you have to get antivenom. But anyway, I was playing the game, yeah, and I just keep hearing. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I was fucking hungry. I had no idea.
That's
Yeah. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater is fucking amazing game. So yeah, I would say amazing game.
I've not played that
I
game.
think they're remastering it soon. Really hyped. I had it on PS2, and then I don't know what I might have stupidly traded it in or something because I don't have it anymore.
Ooh.
Gutted. I remember like a few years back, I was like, "Oh, I'd love to fire that up again," and I just couldn't find it anywhere.
Well, there we go. Keep hold of your games for a while.
Definitely.
Yeah. Especially if they're games that you think are good and are popular.
Yeah,
So,
I know. Assassin's Creed.
Another Assassin's Creed. This game I did actually like. This Assassin's Creed was different at the time because you played as a pirate essentially, and you could have like a pirate ship and all that shit, and just sail the seas and take over other boats and that. I did enjoy it.
What was it? The
Black Flag.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, so similar to the Viking one, I guess.
As I think, as like, so after this one, they implemented the same thing, like having a ship into a lot of the future Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But this was the one where I was like, okay, this is actually quite a bit different. I fancy.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
What's that?
Ashton's a big Assassin's Creed fan. He says AC Black Flag is easily a goated game. It's one of the best I've ever played.
I personally wouldn't call it goated, but I would happily put it in good or great. But I'll put it in great for Ashton, just so the pitchforks aren't on fire as they go into.
Well, Bobby says Black Flag is the best out of all the Assassin's Creed.
There you go, man after my own heart. Smite, never fucking played it.
No.
No, I've never played it. I do just want to interject quickly. Apologies about Metal Gear Solid 3 because it's a bit of a horror thing that I forgot about. There's a boss where you walk down, you like hallucinate, and you walk down this river, and the boss difficulty is dictated by how you've played the game, because walking down the river at you are the ghosts of every single person that you killed in the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Got you.
We I think we have discussed it
We've
before.
discussed that
yeah.
before, I think.
But that is such a cool mechanic to put into the game.
Yeah.
So if you've stealthed it and barely killed anyone, you just kind of walk through and then kill the boss at the end. But if you've massacred people, they're all just walking towards you because it's sort of like, you know, your guilt of killing people. It's fucking brilliant.
That's
so
clever.
Cool. So cool.
He's a visionary, really, isn't he? Hideo Kojima, he really is.
Yeah, definitely.
Doom.
if you just want to kill shit
Yeah.
with some nice music.
The music
not
in
nice,
that
heavy
elevates the
music.
game so much.
Oh, so man. What's Mike? What's the name
Gordon?
of the Mike Gordon?
Yeah.
Mick Gordon. Sorry,
Mick
Mick Gordon. He's the composer for all the music. Fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doom's epic. I'd say Doom's great.
I remember Doom for the first time on a PC, and this lad had 2 PCs linked up, and it might have even been pre-internet, because I was young, and they were linked. So like I was in the game and he was in the game, and it was like that's time that, and I was like, this is ridiculous, and that was ahead of its time before like PS1s and stuff. Yeah, it was I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that someone was in a game with me, and I was just
Yeah.
like, shocked.
That's sick.
Doom
I think that is the Doom below this Doom.
I think the Doom below that Doom is the original
Yeah,
one.
And it's got like the iconic like logo look.
Yeah.
But I think this one is 2016. I want to say that come
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the Doom that came out after this one is
Eternal.
better.
Doom Eternal. Is that the one that's called? You got this one.
Doom Eternal. Yeah.
Doom. What are we saying about Doom then?
Doom's great though. Doom's good
Great.
fun.
Yeah. I mean, if you
Yeah.
like first person.
Doom's always perfect. You just mow shit down.
Yeah. You don't unless you play it on like fucking the hardest difficulty, you don't really even have to think about what you're doing that much. You just fucking zone.
But that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you are the thing that everything in hell fears. It's fucking brilliant.
Doom Slayer.
So cool. So fucking cool.
Borderlands 2.
I love this game.
I think I did play this with Dan, maybe.
Weirdly, I
Dan.
played Borderlands 3, but I never played 1 or 2. But I thought Borderlands 3 was great. So
Yeah,
Borderlands 2 was awesome.
I completed this with my brother. I think we got it over one Christmas. I think it's like, when you got games attached to memories, and it was just like we just sat down the whole time, like off work, just smashed out, and I loved it. I thought it was a sick game. For me, it's definitely great.
Yeah,
great. I did like Borderlands, how they like kind of not prioritized, but made the co-op mode in the game like really fun to play.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. It was like the co-op. Like me and my bro both playing together. It worked. The co-op worked really well. So we were always after games that would work well for like 2-player, and that was definitely like one of the best at the time.
I think that games are so much more fun with other people. Like my one criticism, it's a little bit random, but my one criticism of Skyrim co-op. Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
I know like Elder Scrolls Online and stuff is it, but I'm not talking about MMO. I'm talking just a co-op, just having one other person to go fuck shit up with.
Yeah, I mean that if you're really that inclined and you have it on PC, I think there is a mod either completed or being in the process of being completed where you can play it with other people.
That's so cool.
But yeah, that is such a cool concept to even think about. Just like trying to do a dungeon with another person. Yeah. Final Fantasy 15. No, I don't think I've actually ever played a Final Fantasy game, to be honest.
I like Final Fantasy games. They are cool. My issue is I'm not that much of a hardcore fan. Like you could tell me like I could tell you I've played 7, 9, 11, and 13, or 6, 8, 12. I have no idea which ones I've played.
Yeah,
I have no idea. But I know I enjoy them when I play them, but I don't know if I don't think I've played that one. I think that one's the one with like the car and shit by the looks of the main character. But I don't think I'll play that one. But yeah, they're cool games. And it's always like Final Fantasy to me is so iconic that you'd get like the 8-disc case of PS1. Man.
They're
this
so
game's
long.
8 discs. Whoa.
Yeah.
You know,
so long, didn't they?
Yeah, but
the concepts are good for them.
Yeah. But no, I've never. I don't think I played that one. Don't think I played that one.
It's good, and they haven't played. Watch Dogs 2. I've never played it. I know someone who has.
No, I know.
Scott, if you're listening out there, that's like his favourite game in it.
I don't know. I got, weirdly, when I bought my Blue Yeti microphone, I got a free copy of Watch Dogs 2, and I decided to do a giveaway. So whoever's out there that has my Watchdog, or sorry, your Watch Dogs 2, I to apologize because you won it fair and square.
He sees it as lending it
it.
out.
What?
You see it as being it lended out to someone, really.
Yeah, I let the go. No, I want
Transfer
it back.
Transfer it back. But yeah, I've never played it.
No, I haven't.
Have you played it, Dan?
Nah,
No.
not from memory.
Dark Souls 3. I've never
This
played.
is hilarious because we've got Dark Souls 3 there and Dark Souls 1 next to each
Dark
other,
Souls
and I've
2.
only played Dark Souls 2.
Oh, that's it. Is there Dark Souls 2 anywhere? It must be.
Oh my god, there are so many games.
Oh, mate, this isn't even.
There are some cool games though when we get further down. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, there is a lot.
Holy.
I can't see a Dark Souls 2. So
No.
that's it. Unless I might just
There are
completely.
some serious games in this list. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Pokemon Red and Blue, nice. Yeah, there are some crazy games in this list. No, I don't think Dark Souls 2 is on there, which is really random.
Can't see it on there. So we're calling that one haven't played because I haven't played Dark
either.
Souls 3. I've not played I don't think I've played any Dark Souls games.
It's just so hard. So hard.
That's it.
By design, but fucking hell.
Right, so we're putting both of them in there then. Shadow of War.
That's the second one, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor is the first one. Shadow of War is really cool. Well, they're both really cool. They've got really cool. It's got that nemesis system.
Yeah.
Which is pretty gnarly. Like you kill enemies, and then other enemies like become chiefs and generals and stuff, and like random.
Essentially,
shit.
remember your actions. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And
I like that. I like when your actions have consequences in games.
Yeah, that's cool.
Shadow War, plus it's sort of like I know it's not the lore of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's like extended. But it's really fucking cool. I think it's an awesome game. I haven't completed it, but I think it's great.
What are we saying?
I'd say it's great.
Great. The great column is filling up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Need for Speed. I don't even know what. There's been
Which
so
one?
fucking so many of them. I don't actually know what this one is. I don't think it's the first Need for Speed. Clearly, because the logo just looks too new.
Yeah.
I seem to remember them rebooting Need for Speed like a few
Maybe.
years ago.
If that said Need for Speed Most Wanted,
yes,
I'd put it in amazing because
Yeah.
Need for Speed Most Wanted was epic, and Need for Speed 2 Underground 2,
yeah,
where my love for the Nissan 350Z began.
That's-
But yeah, the if it was one of those two, but all the other ones I haven't played.
I've not played this one. Have you played this one, Dan?
I played a bit of the first one. It was all right from memory, but yeah, nothing.
Reboot. I do feel like that's a reboot.
It looks like the logo looks like a reboot logo.
Yeah.
We'll
I mean,
put
it opened the door to the others, obviously the first one, but yeah.
Yeah. Mario Odyssey. Haven't played this one.
No, I haven't played that either.
No, never heard of it.
It's not really a big Nintendo, even though I play Pokemon. Yeah. Anyway, Devil May Cry 5, really fucking cool. Even fucking cooler soundtrack.
Nice.
Yeah, Devil May Cry. I streamed it for a little bit during lockdown, and because I think it was like a free game on PS Plus or something. And yeah, seriously cool game. Seriously cool game. Really cool.
Devil May Cry.
Soundtracks are important, man. You get an epic soundtrack.
What's it? I've never actually seen gameplay of it. Is it like a slasher sort of thing, or
Yeah,
what's it?
big time, mate. Like the combos and shit. Like, you know, you get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Oh,
that.
nice.
Like,
Yeah.
do you have ADHD? Enjoy.
You will now.
Yeah. But yeah, Devil May Cry in general, like this series, I think is really fucking cool. I would put it in good.
Oh, he's self for good.
Good, because it's not quite great because it didn't hold me long enough to complete it.
Yeah.
But then neither did Shadow of War. But we move.
We do. Soul Calibur. I don't think
Yep.
I've ever played a Soul Calibur game.
They're a bit like Tekken-y, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember that. Maybe like on an arcade, but not on a computer. Like
Fuck
PlayStation.
Yeah, I haven't played. Was that 6?
think so, yeah.
V's 5, isn't it?
Yeah, V's 5, yeah.
I've never played Soul
That's
Calibur 6.
I've never played it, so that's fucking going in there. I've not played Soul Calibur in the mud. Assassin's Creed. There's a lot of Assassin's Creed
That's
games.
the
Yeah.
Egyptian one, isn't it?
I think Odyssey is the
Under the Sea?
Greek one.
Oh, the Greek one.
Yeah, I think because they had Origins, I think was the Egyptian one.
Right.
They had Origins, then Odyssey
Milk. I
straight
mean, they've
after.
got the whole of history to milk, but they have milked, haven't
Yeah,
they?
they have.
Mate,
They
it's
have,
been
but I didn't
absolute-
honestly. I don't like the front cover of that. Looks weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Looks a little bit Prince of Persia. What the fuck happened to that series? Prince of Persia was well cool.
Yeah, it was.
Sands of Time. That was a fucking sick game.
Sounds
Yeah, rewinding back. That was sick because you could fall and then rewind it back like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
There you go, Ashton Mitchell. We do know that he is clued up on the old Assassin's Creed. He has said Odyssey is not good, one of the worst of the series.
I'll take your word for Ashton.
So written horrible, just because even the
Yeah.
because I mean, you know,
Ashton's played it for us. There you go. Bosh, horrible.
I mean, I have played a little bit of Odyssey.
Oh.
And I agree. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was just big for the excuse of being big. Like the game.
Apparently, Ashton said there's nothing about assassins in it.
I've only played probably 10 hours, but I'm waiting for the whole Assassin's Creed story to be there, and it just isn't there. So yeah, 10 hours. I'm not getting back. I'd put it in bad. I don't know if I put it in horrible, but I'll put it in bad.
It's probably one of those ones where they have to release one every year, and they were struggling.
This is it.
Someone's like, "What's to do?" And they're like, "Oh yeah," and it had no depth to it.
This is the problem. Like they got into a point. Like the publisher got into this thing where like every year, Assassin's Creed, every year, without fail. But we've got to make it different. We've got to make it different and worthwhile for people to actually buy it. And then when people buy it, it's like, well, you just changed the map and you've put some extra characters in that we didn't have last year, but the story's still absolute gash. Cheers.
Yeah.
Ashton says Origins is where the Creed begins, but Odyssey is set way before that, so there's no assassins at all.
There you go.
That's incredible. And apparently, Bobby says, Lozzie, you are correct. Origins is in Egypt.
That's it.
Okay. Mortal Kombat. I think with all Mortal Kombat games, you just can't go wrong.
I mean, yeah.
I played a little bit of the new one. I went around with my cousin Tom's, played a bit of the new one. It's just fun. You know what I mean? You just get the awesome brutalities and that, and fatalities, and it's fucking cool.
It's got a good legacy as well. I remember the first ones coming out; they were epic.
They used like the graphics were different, weren't they? They used like real people, weren't they?
Real people, and then put it in. Yeah, they did something different. It was like at the time. Again, you look back at now, it's so funny the graphics, but at the time it was like proper revolutionary. It was like I remember when it came out, and everyone like other people like they look like real life.
Yeah.
Clearly don't, but like at the time it kind of felt like that.
Mate, I remember when funny speaking about like Mortal Kombat and kind of like obviously Tekken's very similar. I remember when the PS2 came out, and I think Tekken 4. I was like the graphics. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like you're there.
Yeah. And now you look back and it's just like you're not, but it's mad. But like you say, it's because you've got nothing to compare it. It's the best thing you can possibly compare to at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mortal Kombat, I'd say they're all pretty great, to be honest. Like you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I don't know if I've played that one though. That is pretty recent, isn't it? Because is it 12 they're at now?
11. No, I think 11 is like 2013. I think.
Really?
I
Fucking
think
hell!
so. I
What,
know Mortal Kombat 1. Hang on,
what number is it on now?
what one's that? 11.
Yeah.
It's on. It's back to number 1 now. Oh no, I do apologize. You are right. It's 2019. Yeah. So that now they're on Mortal Kombat 1, where basically I think at the end of Mortal Kombat 11, Liu Kang becomes like God,
Oh,
and
right.
he reshapes the entire universe. So
Yeah.
now it's all like which is a cool way to do it. So
Yeah.
like some villains are good guys and some good, sort of shit like that. But yeah, so
To do another 11 and it makes some more money.
exactly, yeah.
Well, are we rating it based on that game, or are we rating it based on the series?
I've played Mortal Kombat 11 as well.
Okay, right.
And yeah, it's great. I think they're great. I do think they're great. Like you know what you're getting. You know what I mean? If you want to play a side scroller fighter, but know that there's going to be some absolute like brutal gore,
Let's go.
you're in for a good time.
That's it.
Modern Warfare. I'm guessing that's Modern Warfare 19, isn't it?
Yes, we'll do these last two, and then we'll call
Yeah,
it there.
that's fine.
But yeah,
That's cool.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019.
Right. I'm going to throw an absolute bomb.
Okay.
Call of Duty, and I am thinking hard on COD 4, COD World at War.
You're going to say exactly the same as what I'm going to say. Guarantee it.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 19 is the best Call of Duty they've ever made.
Yeah. I think I'd agree. Overall, I think I would.
For time played, for enjoyment, for how smooth the mechanics are, and that I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 19 is the best one. Is a masterpiece. I don't know. It's Call of Duty in it, which is like literally changed.
Yeah, changed.
And if that's the best one of something that has changed,
It's got to go masterpiece, isn't it?
I think so.
Oh.
See, there'll be people out there like Ashton. Black Ops 1 exists, so I've got to disagree. I understand, but I was never really big. Like, I don't have much nostalgia attached to Call of Duty, which I think does me well because I know a lot of people do, and they're all about like the maps and stuff, and like they remember, I don't know, coming home from school and playing it or whatever with their friends. I wasn't really into that because I was playing WoW, so I feel like I can look at. I'm not saying I'm right, but I kind of look at it through a different lens.
Yeah.
And I just think for overall how much that one gripped me compared to everything else. I mean, did COVID help? Probably, because you're all stuck indoors. But still, yeah, overall, I think that one is the best one. And it's one that I still go back to today. So, yeah, I think, and if you're going to call Call of Duty, whether I know they've had some stinkers, but ultimately it's a masterpiece because it shifted the direction of gaming. So I think if I think that's the best one, it's got to be.
The only reason the only thing that's stopping me put it in masterpiece is that I don't think the single player campaign is anywhere near as good as what Black Ops and even Modern Warfare, the original one, maybe even Modern Warfare 2 were, but multiplayer wise and like the actual movement, the guns in the game, how they sound, how the environments react, like fucking be able to run through doors in a map is like, that's fucking cool now. That's something that was never really in. The game either had the door open or it was shut off and you couldn't get through. But with that game, it did put a more tactical spin on going in and out of buildings. But yeah, I'd happily put it in amazing though. But if you really want it in masterpiece, I suppose I could.
What is in masterpiece? Halo Reach. Yeah, no, I do think it's up there with them.
That's it.
I do.
Yeah, you've got to have one. Call of Duty has to go in masterpiece. Is there any more? Is there any more?
We got one in good, Modern Warfare 3. I don't know. There must be some more Call of Duties on the list somewhere, surely.
Yeah, like I say, the Black Ops was pretty epic, wasn't it?
I'd be surprised.
If it's not there,
There actually is, Surely there is.
Wow. Oh no, Cold War. Cold War. That's the one they chose. To
Cold War, the one that's going in horrible. That's mental.
Yeah, that is definitely going in horrible. Oh, dear.
Yeah, that was just awful. The
Well,
movement
in
was
that case, then,
that was a graphical downgrade.
yeah. In that case, then, if it's got to be on the same tier list as Cold War, it's going to have to go to Masterpiece.
Yay.
Fuck's sake.
Nice. Right, and then let's finish on the original fucking Doom.
The OG Doom.
Yeah, I like that one.
I've played like maybe, and this is through an emulator. I've played probably about 10, 20 minutes of it just because I just want to give it a try. And it's pretty cool for what was available at the time. But
Yeah.
the problem is I've come into gaming and I've already got, well, I can have fucking 3D graphics, man.
Yeah.
I can have 3D models in games. I can have open world shit, which is
Yeah,
normally my jam.
yeah.
So going to Doom from that, you feel a bit constricted, but when you put your like kind of time sensitive hat on, you like look at it and go, this is fucking sick for the time.
At the time, the link up, because I think, and I wasn't really a PC guy, I've got a feeling it was one of the first games to do it, to link to like other PCs.
Yeah.
Which was game changing. Like that paved the way. Whatever they did with that paved the way for the future with all games with linking up. So it's at the time and for that, it's got to be rated high. Yeah, I mean, I just wasn't a PC guy, but I do think it's just for that, it's got to be rated high.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'd definitely
great.
say it's like almost a genre kind of
Yeah,
trendsetter. At least.
yeah, it started paving the way for that link up play that without that might have took a longer time after.
So what do you reckon?
I personally, I'd go great, and again, it's like
I'm happy with that.
I'm also. It's at the same level as the 2016 reboot. There you go. Just obviously,
which is impressive.
Very
if
different.
you think about graphically, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
Epic.
And it's been I don't know if anyone's seen, but someone can play that on a calculator. Someone played Doom on a calculator.
No way.
Don't know how the fuck they did it. Might have been trickery.
That's brilliant.
They did it.
And I just what?
So we'll continue this in 6 months' time.
Yeah, we'll not remember what the fuck we did or where we were. And maybe by that time you would have got your game back from Dan.
Maybe. To be fair, thinking about it, like when we finished the movie one, it can't have been that long ago. It must have just dropped out of my memory.
Yeah. I know what you mean, because it seems more unfresh than the movie ones.
It was quite a while ago. So it's been 14 weeks.
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's been 14 episodes. Right, that's fair enough. I was thinking
that's when we first started. I don't know if we did another portion of it, another episode.
I would have thought so. The amount that we had on there, I'd say that's probably what we've done.
Yeah.
Maybe.
14 weeks ago. Okay.
Cool.
But there we go.
Jesus. There we go.
What are we going to do after
another 14?
What we're doing after the games? We're gonna...
Don't know.
What would you like?
There's a lot of stuff we could rate.
I mean, there's different genres of movies.
Yeah.
I mean,
it'd be fun.
There's probably tier lists for like food.
Yeah, we could do food.
Oh, food would be good.
Food would be nice.
It'd be quite hard to sync all three, but
yeah, especially if someone's dead set against something.
Yeah. I mean, you start throwing in like beetroot and stuff. Then
fucking beetroot. Well, that's safe to say for me. That's going in horrible. So fuck beetroot.
Sounds like it's a masterpiece.
It's purple greatness.
Jesus.
Oh dear. But awesome. Cool.
Well, what a strange episode. We started off with charity. Got a plug in the middle there, and then we did the stuff about the gaming. Well, I hope wherever you are, you're having a good day. If you're listening to this, watching this now, have a good day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you in the next one. Up the APMA. Bye-bye for now. See you later.
See you.